Fire Emblem Warriors for the Nintendo Switch. Now what can we say about this game? For many of you who are familiar with the Fire Emblem series, you'll know that Fire Emblem is a strategy RPG game made by Nintendo. However, by the title, you may have already guessed it. Warriors. Have any of you played or are familiar with Hyrule Warriors or Dynasty Warriors? That's right, this game is made by Koei Tecmo, the makers of Dynasty Warriors, which means this game is a hack and slash game with Fire Emblem characters. Now how does this play? Well, the hack and slash gives it a little bit of an arcadey feel. It keeps the game fun to play, even though it does feel a little repetitive at points. However, this game does have RPG elements. So basically, as you defeat enemies, your characters can level up, they can become stronger. By getting the right items, you can change their classes, which basically evolves the character and makes them stronger than ever before. And for many of you who are familiar with the Fire Emblem series, this game does have permadeath. Now, what is permadeath, if you guys aren't familiar? Permadeath is basically a thing that's been in Fire Emblem, I think, since the beginning of the series, where if your character dies in battle, they're dead the whole battle and the whole rest of the game. You can't revive them throughout the game, which, that's become a staple in Fire Emblem. A lot of people like it, a lot of people don't. One of the things, though, is that this isn't permanent, you could say, in this game. You can turn the option on and off whether or not you want permadeath activated, which I had it deactivated only because I didn't want to be losing my team and I didn't want to make this game harder than I needed it to be. Now, hack and slash games, I've personally been either really good at or really bad at, so I didn't know where this game was going to take me. Now, the art style in the game is beautiful. It's like a really anime-based cartoony art style with a lot of cutscenes, and only about a quarter of the cutscenes are actually live motion cutscenes. The game delivers cutscenes in between levels as like 2D dialogue speaking moments where the characters show up on the screen and you see the text and they speak, but you never actually see their actual character models except in certain areas where the cutscene happens either at the end of the level or to advance the story. Now, the game does play fairly well. The game isn't overly hard. I played on normal difficulty, though, even though there is a hard difficulty, and at the end of the game you unlock a lunatic difficulty, which probably is as hard as it sounds. Throughout the game, another element that is a little bit of strategy RPG is you have your support teams and your regular teams, and you can actually, when you get to the point in the game where it's unlocked, it shows a little battle deployment map before the level starts, and you could set your teams as to where you want them to go and where you want them to attack, which for a hack and slash game, you really don't get that. So it's kind of cool, and you could switch it between characters. The game features characters from the Fire Emblem series. Your main characters are Chrome and Issa, I believe, or Chrom is his name. But you do get appearances from people like Marth, who everyone knows from Super Smash Bros. At this point, which basically brings this game into a world of its own where basically worlds collide. The story of the game, you're trying to basically stop the Chaos Dragon from, I guess, taking over, destroying the world. Just like a lot of RPGs where something's either trying to destroy or take over the world. It's the final battle, but for an RPG game, because the game does try to keep like an RPG, JRPG type of storyline to it, having the live action battle and the special moves, which you have like 2 or 3 types of special moves. One you can activate when your gauge is filled up with the A button. Then you have, I think it's called like a guard special move, which you can activate with the R button, and pretty much they all do different things, which, depending on the type of battle you're in, who you're trying to defeat, each different ability can definitely help or break the battle for you. And all in all, pretty much if you just use both of them all the time, it can definitely help the battles in your favor. I know for the final boss, you needed both of them to basically succeed. Well, you probably didn't. I'm just not that good. Fire Emblem Warriors is coming out within the first year of the Nintendo Switch, and basically Nintendo has had this partnership with Koei Tecmo for a while. They did do Hyrule Warriors, which was in the theme with the Legend of Zelda characters. Now, it's interesting that they did Fire Emblem, because Fire Emblem isn't really that big here in the West. Really big in Japan, which makes sense as to why the game was created, but the fact that it saw a North American release, part of me is a little surprised about that. However, do I recommend this game? I would definitely say pick it up. I paid $60 at launch for it, just because I needed another Nintendo Switch game. I was running low, but I was ultimately very surprised with how this game played. I didn't really know what to expect. I've never been a big Fire Emblem player. This is actually the first Fire Emblem game I've played. I know the characters from basically Nintendo lore, but that was it. So this game, like I mentioned, has an arcadey feel with RPG elements, which basically keeps the game different enough that it's not Fire Emblem, but it keeps a lot of similar tactical things like the battle deployment system and their leveling up, that it is Fire Emblem. Overall, I definitely think Koei Tecmo, in partnership with Nintendo and also Team Ninja, did a great job with this game. It looks beautiful, it plays beautifully, it plays smooth, it makes you pretty much feel like you're going back to one of those old school arcade beat-em-ups. I would definitely recommend picking this game up if it's in your budget. It's still going for about $60. I don't know if there's going to be a price drop because Nintendo games usually don't. However, being able to play this game handheld mode, being able to play this game on the big screen, it definitely is worth it. It would be fun for car rides. It's fun to just play at home when you need something to play. Fire Emblem Warriors is a game that you really don't need to be too intuitive with the story to know what's going on. You just got to follow the little spots on the map, and pretty much you can advance through the game, and you can basically beat the game just as if you were playing arcade games, skipping all the cutscenes. Pick this one up. If you guys have played Fire Emblem Warriors, let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. Did you like the game? Did you dislike the game? What did you think they could do better to improve the game? Do you think they're going to make a sequel? Leave all your thoughts in the comments below. As always, this has been my review, my hands-on, my thoughts, my dislikes, my likes about Fire Emblem Warriors. It's a beautiful game, plays fun. I definitely recommend picking it up. It gets a thumb up on my rating. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.